If you want to know what a man's like, take a good look at how he treats his inferiors, not his equals. Whatever money you might have, self-worth really lies in finding out what you do best. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. Life is difficult and complicated and beyond anyone's total control, and the humility to know that will enable you to survive its vicissitudes. We've all got both light and dark inside us. What matters is the part we choose to act on. That's who we really are. To the well-organized mind, death is but the next great adventure. It does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. Failure meant a stripping away of the inessential. I stopped pretending to myself that I was anything other than what I was, and began to direct all my energy into finishing the only work that mattered to me. Had I really succeeded at anything else, I might never have found the determination to succeed in the one arena I believed I truly belonged. Are you the sort of person who gloats when they see a woman fall, or the kind that celebrates a magnificent recovery? We do not need magic to change the world. We carry all the power we need inside ourselves already. We have the power to imagine better. I find that discussing an idea out loud is often the way to kill it stone dead. Let us step into the night and pursue that flighty temptress, adventure. There is an expiry date on blaming your parents for steering you in the wrong direction. The moment you are old enough to take the wheel, responsibility lies with you. I don't believe in the kind of magic in my books, but I do believe something very magical can happen when you read a good book. Books are like mirrors. If a fool looks in, you cannot expect a genius to look out. Achievable goals are the first step to self-improvement. It is the unknown we fear when we look upon death and darkness, nothing more. You will never truly know yourself or the strength of your relationships until both have been tested by adversity. I have never been remotely ashamed of having been depressed. Never. What's to be ashamed of? I went through a really rough time, and I am quite proud that I got out of that. Things we lose have a way of coming back to us in the end, if not always in the way we expect. Differences of habit and language are nothing at all if our aims are identical and our hearts are open. What's the most important in a friendship? Tolerance and loyalty. Youth cannot know how age thinks and feels, but old men are guilty if they forget what it was to be young. Failure is so important. We speak about success all the time. It is the ability to resist failure or use failure that often leads to greater success. I've met people who don't want to try for fear of failing. I don't think there's any harm at all in allowing a kid to fantasize. In fact, I think to stop people from fantasizing is a very destructive thing indeed. The world is full of wonderful things you haven't seen yet. Don't ever give up on the chance of seeing them. There are some things you can't share without ending up liking each other, and knocking out a 12-foot mountain troll is one of them. We can't choose our fate, but we can choose others. Be careful in knowing that. It is my belief that the truth is generally preferable to lies. We are all human, aren't we? Every human life is worth the same and worth saving. It is no good and evil. There are only power, and those too weak to seek it. You've got to work. It's about structure. It's about discipline. It's all these deadly things that your school teacher told you you needed. You need it. Sometimes you have to stop trying to force it. Walk away and let your subconscious show you the way. Fill up on life for a while. Never trust anything that can think for itself if you can't see where it keeps its brain. Happiness can be found even in the darkest of times if one only remembers to turn on the light. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. You care so much, you feel as though you will bleed to death with the pain of it. You think the dead we loved ever truly leave us? You think that we don't recall them more clearly in times of great trouble? Don't let the muggles get you down. This has been Catalyst. Thanks for watching and stay inspired.